So how do you see after the statement of CDS General Chauhan, now the opposition parties are saying that what they were telling it is completely being proven right. So what
See, well, the most respected General Chauhan, the Chief of Defence Staff, has spoken. He has spoken from Singapore. It would have been better that what he has spoken, the Defence Minister would have taken the all-party meeting, two all-party meetings he chaired, instead of the Prime Minister. The Defence Minister did not say anything on this. It would have been better, it would have been in keeping with our democratic traditions if an all-party meeting had been called, the Prime Minister had chaired, and whatever General Chauhan has said, this information could have been shared with the opposition leaders. A special session of Parliament could have been convened in Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha, and the same information could have been shared by the Prime Minister. We had to wait for General Chauhan to make these revelations from Singapore. And these are very serious issues which the nation has to come to grips with. 3 days after the Kargil war ended, on the 29th of July 1999, the Vajpayee government set up the Kargil Review Committee. And here I have a copy. It's a 150-page report of the Kargil Review Committee. It submitted its report on 15th of December 1999. 4 members. K. Subramaniam, the Strategic Affairs Guru, the father of Dr. Jaishankar, General Hazari, B.G. Varghese, and Satish Chandra of the National Security Council. This is the signatures in the report. These are the 4 signatures. 150 pages. And do you know, after this report was submitted to the government, to the Vajpayee government, on the 15th of December 1999, this was tabled in Parliament on the 23rd of February 2000. Of course, sensitive matters had been removed, and rightly so, they should be removed. But this report, and it's called From Surprise to Reckoning, this was an analysis of what caused the Kargil war, what lessons for India. See, we have to look to the future. What are the lessons we learn? That's what General Chauhan has said in Singapore. That's what should be debated in Parliament. Because there are military issues, which only the military can discuss. But there are political issues. There are issues relating to political strategy, to diplomatic strategy, economic strategy, particularly in relation to China. And this nexus between China and Pakistan, which has become very apparent during Operation Sindoor. So these are political issues. So we should discuss this in all party meetings with the Prime Minister in the chair. We should discuss this in Parliament with the Prime Minister present in Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. And we didn't have to wait for statements to be made from Singapore. We are supposed to be the mother of democracy, right? We have democratic traditions. So let's respect those democratic traditions. Mr. Vajpayee wanted Prime Minister Nehru to convene Parliament when the Chinese attack was going on in October-November 1962. And Parliament was convened on the 8th of November 1962. That was democratic traditions. That the leader of the opposition calls for a Parliament session and the Prime Minister responds. And the Prime Minister is sitting and listening to criticism. So the issues that General Chauhan has raised are very serious. And they impinge not just on military strategy. They impinge on foreign policy, they impinge on economic strategy, they impinge on our diplomatic strategy. And we must have a discussion, a responsible discussion. I think the revelations of General Chauhan yesterday in Singapore makes our demand even more relevant now. Let's have a discussion in Parliament. Let's have a discussion in an all-party meeting, and let's move forward. And the outcome of the Parliament session should be a resolution which reiterates the resolution of February 22nd, 1994 on POK and brings in new elements, particularly this emerging, not emerged, it has no longer emerging, it has emerged, it's embedded, China and Pakistan, it's really embedded. That's a new challenge we have to face. So we are facing China on one front and we're facing China on the other front also. It's a new challenge. But we are running record trade deficits with China. Prime Minister has given a clean chit to China on the 19th of June 2020. These are issues that we should discuss. We are a democracy. We don't have anything to be afraid of. But General Chauhan's statements are serious. They deserve serious study. I wish that this was taken up in Parliament very soon. I wish it's taken up in all party meetings. I wish it's taken up in the standing committees. This requires political discussion. Also, of course, it requires military strategy, and military strategy cannot be discussed in the open. Military strategy has to be discussed amongst military professionals. But I'm talking of political strategy, economic strategy, diplomatic strategy. That has to be discussed in Parliament and in all party meetings.
So my last and pertinent question is just relevant because there is discussion going on that why the Congress party is interested in knowing how many aircrafts have been put down.
See, yesterday.
And one more thing, sir, about what are the apprehension of Congress party regarding the foreign issues which are facing.
We have raised these issues. We have raised these issues of national interest, and these issues have been answered by General Chauhan. General Chauhan himself has said what he has said, and there's nobody who knows this information more minutely than General Chauhan, So General Chauhan has said, so let's take General Chauhan what he has said. And see, what was the Kargil Review Committee? I have read 150 pages. Anybody can read it. It's available on the internet. It was tabled in Parliament. It's available on the Parliament website. You read it. It's a post-mortem. Plus, most importantly, what do we do next? How do we prepare ourselves? In fact, if I remember, the appointment of the CDS, one of the recommendations of the committee was that there should be a CDS. The CDS is an outgrowth of the Kargil Review Committee. There are many other recommendations on intelligence and, coordination and so on and so forth, and strategy. I mean, many of these issues cannot be discussed in public. So we have raised some questions. We raised questions. You see, our demand was Prime Minister should chair an all-party meeting. 2 all-party meetings were held. Prime Minister did not come. Kharge and Rahul wrote to the Prime Minister, calling for a session of Parliament where we discuss these issues, not for fault finding, but for taking stock. Where are we? What are the new challenges? How can we come together? How do we send a signal of collective resolve and collective will on matters of national security? The Congress party never plays politics, but it's the BJP that has politicized Operation Sindoor. It's Mr. Modi, the Prime Minister, who has politicized Operation Sindoor. We have never politicized any such operations in the past. Never.